Boom, internets, I'm back, and I have a good question from Ryan Stone. He emailed me and said, "What are some questions that will be asked from local shops when you're selling to local shops? Also, what are some questions we should ask them?" I'm paraphrasing, but really good question, Ryan. No one's asked me this, so this is a good one to share with the community. Questions that they would ask you, I actually can't think of too many, generally speaking. So this is presupposing they're making a buy on your items, right? So, and that's a visceral thing. They're gonna see your product and say, damn, that is really dope. We need to try to sell that at the shop. We need to open an account with them. Or, you are opening an account with them, they're opening an account with you. So the questions of basics like the backstory of the brand, what you guys stand for, all of that should be nailed out. Also, details about the garments, the product, right? What blank are you using? Is this a blank hat that you're embroidering on? Yes. We're using, All Style 1701, or we're using a next level, blah, 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 blah. So that gets more complex when you start dealing with cut and sew garments. There's a slew of questions that they can ask about, like what weight is this denim or this fabrication? Is this a nylon? Is this a poly? Um, what is the finish on this item? Like whatever it is, there's a million questions. So that details on the product aside, when you're doing business with the retail, they're probably going to ask what the shipping window is. So if you have at once goods, like it's ready to go from your warehouse or your garage to wherever their shop is, they're going to want to know when that's arriving to the shop so they can merchandise it on the floor. Um, so that's the only thing I could think of on your side if they're ready to make a buy on the product. On your guys' side, asking questions to them, the most important thing is figuring out their terms. So a lot of shops will be 30 days net. So they're gonna pay you for the goods 30 days after it arrives in their shop. This is why keeping track of it is so important, because it's a countdown for 30 days to get paid. And retail shops, I was gonna say boutiques and startup shops, anything with one or two in their chain. Well, I mean, if you have one, it's not a chain, but small retail, and you would be surprised, like the most, the biggest, and the boutiques with the biggest names. I'm talking about like really big retail that you would be surprised. Stuff that's in Hollywood is notorious for not paying on time, because they're providing a stage or a place where they know people are coming to shop, so they're going to use that against you. Now that's a whole nother video. That's a whole nother rant. But so be prepared for that in your budgeting. Be prepared for that. That money is not going to show up for at least 30 days, but maybe longer. So the biggest question is, when are we going to get paid? Like, what are your terms for payments? Most of the time, it's going to be net 30, and that's the most important question that I could think of. So I hope that helps. You guys have anything else to add to the conversation, please drop it down below. I'm sure a lot of these brands, a lot of you brands have had horror stories with retail and sales. Let's expand the conversation, bring it down below so I can make another video on it or touch on something that relates to this topic. Let's get that cipher going. Follow me on social media. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.